Hello children, welcome to Unfog with Dr. Atahar Parveen. This video is about the first chapter force in ICSE class 10 physics. The first topic in this chapter in Selena is moment of force and equilibrium. As you have MCQs based exams this year, you really need to practice numerical problems to save time and choose the right options for the questions asked in the exam. So, in this video, we will also solve few important numericals based on this chapter. Moment of force is an important topic as you will study this in class 11 physics as well. There, the chapter will be system of particles and rotational motion. And of course, it is important from the competitive exams point of view also. In fact, a question was asked in a competitive exam this year in 2021. Do watch this video till the end. You have a surprise from this chapter, especially for students who want to appear in competitive exams like NEET, JEE or EAMCET after class 12th. Actually, I am making this video to make you all understand how important your 9th and 10th physics is. It is going to be a strong building block for your 11th and 12th physics. So it is very important for you all to clear concepts and then try to understand the meaning of what is mentioned in your textbook. Okay, now let's start with what is moment of force. Here the term moment means turning effect. So, moment of force is the turning force around a fixed pivot. In one word, we call it torque. From class 11, you will use this term torque rather than using moment of force. Now, where do we see turning force in our daily life? Most common example is a seesaw. Here the middle point which fixes the seesaw is called pivot. Another common example is wrench. If you apply turning force on its arm, then this nut will rotate. Here, middle point in the nut is the pivot point. Or you take an example of a door. When you open a door or close the door of your room, you are applying the turning force on it. And here, pivot will be the hinge in the door. Here note that the handle will be fixed on the farthest end of the door. So what is so special about this force here is, we apply force perpendicular to the object to rotate it and we apply the force at the farthest end. Here we need to realize that only a perpendicular force can make an object rotate. Just recall, how do you turn the pages of your book? You apply force perpendicularly at the farthest end of the page, right? That is, we can produce turning effect by applying force at a farthest perpendicular distance. So now we can easily define moment of force, right? It is equal to the product of force and perpendicular distance from the point of force. This type of relation can be easily remembered with this triangle. Here moment of force is equal to force into perpendicular distance, or you can also say that force is equal to moment of force by perpendicular distance, or if you have to calculate the perpendicular distance, then it will be equal to moment of force by force. Actually, you can apply this trick to remember many other relations which involve three terms like this. So, the moment of force at end A will be force into distance. Moment of force at end B will be force into distance. But here at end A, the distance will become OA, and at end B, the distance will become OB. So, moment of force at end A will be force into OA, and moment of force at end B will be force into OB. So what will be the units of moment of force? Just now we told that moment of force M is equal to force into perpendicular distance. So if you want to find the unit of moment of force, then you have to multiply the units of force and perpendicular distance. The SI unit of force is Newton. You denote it by capital N. And the SI unit of distance is meter. You denote it by small letter m. So the unit of moment of force will become Newton meter. So this is a SI unit. In CGS system, it will be dyne centimeter. Now how are these both units related together? We know that 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to 5 dynes and 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, which can also be written as 10 raised to 2 centimeters. So 1 Newton meter becomes 10 raised to 5 dyne multiplied by 10 square centimeter. So this will be equal to 10 raised to 7 dyne centimeter. Similarly, 1 kgf into meter becomes 9.8 Newton meter. 1 gram force into centimeter becomes 980 dyne centimeter. So you all need to remember all these values and how they are related to each other also. Any point from this can be asked as a MCQ in your exam. So you need to be thorough with these units. Even while solving the numericals, you have to keep these units in mind. These units many times help you in finding the right answer. For example, if you have a question like this. A nut is opened by a wrench of length 10 cm. If the least force required is 5 newtons, find the moment of force needed to turn the nut. And 4 options are given. So what I suggest you is, in this type of numericals, don't see the options. First find the solution by noting down the given data. Once you find the solution, then you match with the options. Okay. Also, you have to keep in mind the right units of the physical quantity also. Now here, they are talking about a wrench and it is given that this wrench is 10 cm long. And the force applied to rotate this wrench is 5 newtons. We have to find the moment of force needed to turn the nut. First check whether all units are SI units or no. Here force is given in newtons, it is SI unit, but the length is in centimeters, which is a CGS unit. So you have to convert this length into SI unit. So length is 10 centimeter, which can be written as 0.1 meters. Now you see you have force in Newton and distance in meter. So the moment of force will be in Newton meter now. This moment of force of M, we have learned that it is equal to force into distance, the perpendicular distance applied to the wrench to rotate it. Just substitute the values here. Moment of force will be equal to 5 Newton into 0.1 meter. This will be equal to 0.5 Newton meter. Now match it with the options given here. Of course, the option B is the right answer. So this was a very simple direct question, or you can say that this is a warm-up question. Now moving on. Till now we saw few examples. In these examples, if we carefully observe, we will get to know that there are two forces. For example, while opening or closing this door, one force is that which we exert at the handle of the door, and another is equal and opposite force of reaction at the hinge. Actually, door will oppose the force which you are applying, and they both will be equal and opposite parallel forces. These two equal and opposite parallel forces acting along different lines form a couple. For example, turning of a water tap. Here you apply the force on the tap, you open the tap which makes way for the water to flow, and the water starts flowing. This is how you open it. While closing, you apply the force in the another direction. For example, here you are applying force in the anti-clockwise direction to open the tap. Then when you want to close the tap, you will apply the force in the clockwise direction. Same thing happens with tightening of a cap of the bottle, turning of a key in a lock, turning of a steering wheel in a car, etc. Basically, here you rotate things in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction while applying the turning force or torque. And the moment of couple will be equal to product of either force and perpendicular distance between both forces. Moment of couple will be equal to force into AB. When we were talking about moment of force at end A, it was equal to force into OA. And if we talk about the moment of force at B, it will be equal to force into OB. But now we are talking about total moment of couple. So this will be equal to force into AB, or here it is small d. For example, two forces each of magnitude 5 Newton are applied in opposite directions at the ends of a uniform rod of length 0.5 meter. Find the total moment of the two forces. So let's have a figure here. Here it is told that force of magnitude 5 Newton is applied in opposite direction at the ends of this rod with length 0.5 meter. Here if moment of couple was asked, then moment of couple would be force into perpendicular distance, that is equal to 5 Newton here into 0.5 meter. This will be equal to 2.5 Newton meter. But here total moment of two forces is asked and both forces are in anti-clockwise direction. So total moment of two forces, that is moment of both forces, will be equal to sum of both the anti-clockwise moments. F1 into D plus F2 into D. Here F1 and F2 both are 5 newtons. So we will write it like this. F1 is 5 Newton into D is 0.5 meter plus F2 is 5 Newton into D is 0.5 meter. This will be equal to 2.5 Newton meter plus 2.5 Newton meter. So this will be equal to 5 Newton meter. So here total moment of two forces is equal to 5 Newton meter. Option D is the right answer. Note that this total moment of two forces is also in anti-clockwise direction. Now we know about moment of force. Let's now see what does this term equilibrium mean. If something is balanced in a proper way, then you say that it is in equilibrium. In equilibrium, all forces acting on the system are balanced. There are two types of equilibrium. One is static equilibrium and the other one is the dynamic equilibrium. In static equilibrium, a body is in state of rest under influence of several forces. For example, if a book is lying on the table, it is under the influence of forces and it is static. Or simply understand it this way. If you push the spring down, you can feel the spring pushing up on your hand. Similarly, the book lying on the table compresses atoms in the table which behave like microscopic springs which push the book upward. In this way, the book is in static equilibrium under the influence of two equal and opposite forces. What are the two equal and opposite forces here? One force is that of the gravity which is pulling the book, but the table pushes up the book with same force in the opposite direction. So you say that the book is in static equilibrium under the influence of these two equal and opposite forces. In dynamic equilibrium, the body is in state of motion under the influence of several forces. Note that this motion could be translational or rotational. For example, if you are pushing a heavy box horizontally on the floor by applying force of 75 newtons, then there is an equal and opposite frictional force which opposes the movement of the box. If this box moves in a steady speed in a straight line path, then it is said to be in dynamic equilibrium. Okay, I hope you understood this. Now moving on. There is a principle which describes these moments. It is called principle of moments. According to this principle, if the system is in equilibrium, then sum of anticlockwise moments will be equal to sum of clockwise moments. Or simply say that clockwise moments is equal to anti-clockwise moments. To make it simple, let us write as CW moments, that is clockwise moments, and ACW, anti-clockwise moments. So according to principle of moments, both these moments will be equal, the clockwise moments and the anti-clockwise moments. But we also know that moment of force is equal to force into perpendicular distance. So clockwise moments can be written as clockwise force into the perpendicular distance d, which will be equal to anti-clockwise force into the perpendicular distance d. In left hand side, the perpendicular distance will be OB. And in right hand side, the perpendicular distance will be OA. For example, if the force is 250 newtons, you multiply it with the distance, perpendicular distance, which is 3 meters here. And this will be equal to 500 Newton into 1.5 meter. So both the moments will be equal here. It will be 750 Newton meter. So what we have to understand here is, to maintain the equilibrium, if the force is more, distance will be less. And if the force is less, distance will be more on either sides. That is, if in left hand side, if the force is less, the distance will be more. And to maintain the equilibrium, on right hand side, force will be more and distance will be less. Then only both the moments will be equal. See, this guy is heavy. So, this guy has to come near the center. The distance from the center of this guy is less, that is 1.5 meters. You can see here the force is getting double. Force F1 is 250 Newton, while F2 will become 500 Newton. So the force becomes double. So the distance becomes half. Here distance is 3 meter. So this guy has to come near to balance this seesaw. You need to know this simple logics. Then only you can answer the MCQs easily and fastly. A physical balance or beam balance works on the principle of moments. Okay, now let's solve few numericals based on this. The question is, the diagram shows a uniform bar supported at the middle point O. A weight of 40 gram force is placed at a distance 40 centimeter to the left of the point O. How can you balance the bar with a weight of 80 gram force? So these are the lengthy options. So don't worry about the options whether they are lengthy or no. Just solve the numerical, then you match your answer with the given options. So here they have told that they want to balance this bar by applying 80 gram force. So this is the heavier force, right? So this will be in the clockwise direction and this will be in the anti-clockwise direction. And we know that clockwise moment will be equal to anti-clockwise moment. Here 80 gram force is given and we don't know the distance from O. And in the anti-clockwise moments, we know the force. It is 40 gram force into the distance given is 40 centimeter. So just find the distance here. It will be 40 gram force into 40 centimeter upon 80 gram force. 40 ones are 40 twos are This gram force gets cancelled. 2 ones are 2 20s are. Obviously distance should be in centimeter and we are getting 20 centimeter. So half of the answer we got when we wrote 80 GF here. Because obviously we have to place the weight in the right hand side. Then only we can balance the bar, isn't it? So by placing the weight of 80 GF at a distance 20 centimeter to the right of the point O, we can balance the given rod. So option D is the right answer. Moving on to the next question. The question is, the diagram shows a uniform meter rule weighing 100 gram force pivoted at its center O. Two weights 150 gram force and 250 gram force hang from the points A and B of this meter rule such that OA is 40 centimeter and OB is 20 centimeter. So first let's try to understand the question. See children, every time without understanding the question, please don't try to solve it. Once you understand the question, more than half of your problem is solved. And there are more chances of you getting the right answer if you understand the question. So here, this meter rule is given and one weight is 150 GF, the other weight is 250 GF. Obviously, you can see here the force is decreasing, so distance will increase. And here force is increasing, so distance will decrease. Here force is 150 GF, here force is 250 GF. So distance has to be less here. So the equilibrium can be attained. Now we have to find the total anti-clockwise moment about O. It's a direct question. So for anti-clockwise, see, because 250 GF is the heavier weight, your direction will be like this. So this will be your clockwise and this will be your anti-clockwise. For the anti-clockwise moment, just multiply 150 GF with 40 centimeter. You get 6000 GF centimeter. So this is your moment, anti-clockwise moment. Now clockwise moment will be the other way around. You have to multiply 250 GF with 20 centimeter. So this will be 5000 GF centimeter. Now the next question is, you have to find the total clockwise and anti-clockwise moments. Now the first one is the anti-clockwise moment. The second one is the clockwise moment. According to principle of moments, both should be equal in equilibrium. But we are told to find the total clockwise and anti-clockwise moments. So what you are going to do, you need to subtract the clockwise moment from the anti-clockwise moment. So this will be equal to 6000 GF centimeter minus 5000 GF centimeter. So this will be equal to 1000 gram force centimeter. So this is the answer. So this we got 1000 gram force centimeter. The fourth question is, we have to find the distance from O where a 100 gram force weight should be placed to balance the meter rule. Now they are giving us more weight. It is 100 gram force. We have to put it somewhere on the meter rule so that it gets balanced. Now we know that sum of anti-clockwise moments is equal to sum of clockwise moments by principle of moments. So the sum of the anti-clockwise moments is just 150 gram force into 40 centimeter. But in the clockwise moments part, we need to add 100 gram force now. And we don't know the distance, we have to find that distance. So we write it this way. Here it is 150 GF into 40 centimeter. This will be equal to 250 GF into 20 centimeter plus the new weight 100 GF into the distance which we don't know, we have to find it. So what we are doing is, we are balancing this rod. 6000 gram 4 centimeter. This will be equal to 250 into 20 will become 5000 gram 4 centimeter plus 100 gram force into D. So 100 gram force into D will become 1000 gram for centimeter, or D will be equal to 1000 gram for centimeter by 100 gram force. Obviously, the distance unit will be centimeter. Here 100 cancels with 1000, leaving 10. So it will be 10 centimeter. See children, here what you have to note is, here the distance is given in centimeter for both OA and OB. If one was meter and other was centimeter, then you had to convert it. You had to convert centimeter into meter at that time. Now you don't need to convert because both units are same. Now here's the surprise. This question is based on principle of moments and it was asked in NEET 2021 this year. The question is, a uniform rod of length 200 centimeter and mass 500 grams is balanced on a wedge placed at 40 centimeter mark. A mass of 2 kg is suspended from the rod at 20 centimeter and another unknown mass m is suspended from the rod at 160 centimeter mark as shown in this figure. Find the value of m such that the rod is in equilibrium. And here acceleration due to gravity g is given as 10 meter per second square, because the given masses will be under the influence of gravity. And 4 options are given. One has to choose the right option. Here initially a rod of length 200 centimeter is given and a mass of 500 grams, or if you convert it in kgs, it will be 0.5 kg. So a mass of 0.5 kg is balanced on the rod. That means that this mass should be exactly at the center of the rod, that is at 100 centimeter. But it is also given that the wedge is placed at 40 centimeter mark. And then a mass of 2 kg is suspended at 20 centimeter and another mass, here denoted by small m, is suspended at 160 centimeter mark. We have to find this unknown mass such that the rod is in equilibrium. So now we can redraw this diagram by mentioning the distances of the suspended masses from the wedge. See here, in the question it was told that the wedge is placed at 40 centimeter, but the mass 2 kg is suspended from the rod at 20 centimeter. So this distance becomes 20 centimeter. And this will be 40 minus 20. So this will be 20 centimeter. And we told that to balance this rod with the mass 0.5 kg, we had to keep it in the center of the rod. So this distance will be 100 centimeter from this end. And wedge is placed at 40 centimeter mark. Then distance between the wedge and this mass of 0.5 kg will become 100 minus 40 centimeter, which will be equal to 60 centimeter. It is also mentioned in the question that from one end till the unknown mass, the distance is 160 centimeter. So from wedge, it will become 160 minus 40, which will be equal to 120 centimeter. That's it. Now apply principle of moments. So here we know that from principle of moments, sum of anti-clockwise moments will be equal to sum of clockwise moments. So the anti-clockwise moment will be equal to mass 2 kg into the perpendicular distance, which is given as 20 centimeter in the question. Now such that this rod is in equilibrium, this anti-clockwise moment should be equal to sum of the clockwise moments. Here we have two masses, isn't it? One is 0.5 kg and the other one is the small m, the unknown mass, which we are going to find now. So one is 0.5 kg into the distance 60 centimeter from the wedge till this mass plus the unknown mass m into the distance of this mass from the wedge, which is 120 centimeter. Actually here gravity also comes into picture, but I am not including it here because anyhow gravity will act on both the sides, the anti-clockwise side and the clockwise side. Anyhow that g is going to cancel. That's why I am not including it here. If you want to include, we will write it along with the masses here. We will write here 2 kg as 2 kg into g, and here 0.5 kg into g, and here the unknown mass into g. Then we take g common in the right hand side. We cancel it with the left hand side g. So now this can be written as 2 into 20, which is 40 kg centimeter. This will be equal to 0.5 into 60, that is 30 kg centimeter, plus the unknown mass into 120 centimeter, or the unknown mass into 120 centimeter is equal to 40 minus 30 kg centimeter, or the unknown mass will be equal to 10 kg centimeter upon 120 centimeter. Here 0 gets cancelled and centimeter will get cancelled with the centimeter, and the unit of mass is kg. Of course, we are getting kg here. So 1 by 12 kg. So the right option is answer A. This type of question will not be asked in your MCQs based board exams of class 10, because this is little critical for 10th standard. So just don't worry. Just have fun solving this problem, and maybe you can taunt your elder brother or sister that you can solve their numerical. That is, you can solve the higher class numerical based on principle of moments. Okay children, I hope that all the concepts, moment of force, that is turning effect of force, and equilibrium, couple, and principle of moments are clear to you. Please let me know in comment section if you have any doubt based on this video or any other doubt in physics or maths. Okay then, take care and keep learning. Bye.